Can I write 79,000 words in a month? Well, we are all about to find out. If you've been here before, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, thanks for tuning in. I'm Amanda. I'm an indie author who's trying to make it as a full-time author, and on my channel, I talk about writing. I talk about my author journey, I give writing tips, I do movie and TV reviews from a writer's perspective, and occasionally do a deep dive into the genres I love to write and read, fantasy and horror. If all of that sounds good to you, then please like and subscribe. Now let's get into it. Okay, so I am working on my 4th book right now. It is called Carriage of the Dead. It's a gothic horror that is inspired by Dante's Inferno and The Wiz. It follows my main character, Saphira, as she breaks out of hell with the help of a Renaissance age werewolf, a former Christian revivalist vampire, and an ancient demon who's obsessed with music. This is my first time writing horror, believe it or not, and I'm really excited to dip into the genre. But with anything I write, I started with research. So I did a rewatch of The Wiz, just as wonderful and magical as it was the first time I watched it, and I read Dante's Inferno. Once I knew the story I wanted to tell, then I started building out my book Bible. I create book Bibles for everything I write, even my short stories. Some of them are a page, others are like 20. And this one has been definitely the most involved book Bible I've done, not just because a lot of what is happening in this book is set in a second world, but also hell, torture, gods, demons, all of these things had to be written down, and so they're in my book Bible. And after the book Bible came my outline, and after the outline, it was time to sit my butt in the chair and actually write. And let me tell you something, writing this book has been difficult. Part of why writing was so difficult is because I was going into the holidays, and also the seasonal depression that comes from it getting dark around 4 p.m. I used to think I wanted to be a vampire, but when I tell you all of my energy was completely depleted by the time it was 4, I think I might want to reconsider the vampire thing. Then there's the imposter syndrome. Somehow, after releasing my book in the House of Transcendence, I was hit with the most intense imposter syndrome I'd ever had. And at this point, I'd written and published 2 other books, 2 anthologies. I've gotten more interviews this time around, more pre-order sales, more followers on social media, more people looking out for my work. And maybe that's partly where the imposter syndrome came from, but it was something that was persistent. This voice in my head telling me that I ain't shit. However, time waits for no Amanda, and I knew that if I wanted to publish this book, Carriage of the Dead, at some point in 2023, I had to shake off the imposter syndrome and set some deadlines. So the first thing I did was set some publication deadlines. I started with an anticipated publication date, some Tuesday in the far off future. As you know, Tuesdays because most books tend to publish on Tuesday. That's the standard publishing schedule, so some Tuesday in the far off future, and then I started working backward. Now I plan to make a whole video about publishing timelines, but just a quick overview is I worked backward from that date and factored in all of the time it would take for editing, beta reading, interior design, maybe even if I wanted to do advanced reader copies or ARCs, and more. After that work, I came to a realization. If I wanted to publish my book on my intended publication date, which is October 31st, otherwise known as the best holiday of the year, Halloween, I needed to have my first draft done ASAPually. So I settled on April 15th, which is also tax day. Weird coincidence there. Now this will give me enough time and space to finish the first draft and finish all the other things I need to get done in order to get this book polished so it can be published on October 31st. I mean, I'm already going to be queen anxious when I go to publish this book because publishing a book is a stressful endeavor. So I figured, why add more to my plate by giving myself a tighter deadline? At the time of deciding this, I was only about 10,000 words into this first draft, and at the time of filming this video, on Sunday, March 12th, I only have about 11,000 words. My overall word count goal is 90,000 words, and so factoring in that I have just over 30 days and doing a little bit of math, my daily word count goal is about 2,200. Now, this is ambitious. This is intense. It is potentially a bad idea. But as I've been really trying to do since I've been on my full-time author journey, I've been really trying to take this advice my uncle gave me once in mind, which is nothing beats a failure but a try. So if you want to know how I'm doing, where I'm at with my word count, if you want to hear a little bit more about this book, then you can follow me here. You can look out for me also on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram because I will be posting updates there, and also YouTube Shorts. I will also be posting sneak peeks of my first draft, so if that kind of content interests you, that's all the more reason to follow me. And if you'd be interested in a video on how I create my book Bibles or how I outline my work, let me know in the comments. This is a quick one for me, but I just wanted to give you all a little bit of an update. So I hope you all have a great rest of your week, and wish me luck. Bye!